guys, welcome back to another Doofus video. We got Bag Dog. He is back and ready to go, and he had no idea we were doing a podcast until 30 seconds ago. What's up, Bag Dog? How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you? Good to see you again.
He's like, I thought we were just talking. We were just yapping. And I'm like, yeah, we're yapping, but I'm going to hit the record button. That's so funny to me.
Yeah, I mean, I was just like, I'm not much of a CD agent nerd. It's just like, yeah, let's talk about that. I'm done.
I love how like down you are. You're just like, how nerdy you want me to go? Like, are we deep diving into why play Red Dead One's a Blast, or are we just yapping?
I mean, yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, it's just there's so many ways to look at it. Like, you could look at what wins. You could think about like, well, okay, why is this winning? You know, you could. Like, I don't know. It's all like ecos.
It might be a two-parter
already.
Might be a two-parter.
It's whatever you want, man.
Yes, how you been, man? I haven't had you on in probably 9-10 months. You've been kicking ass, taking names. Kalia's getting in there.
Yeah, I got super lucky. I was able to travel, hit Nashville, hit Arizona, and then hit Colorado in top 16 all three.
Yeah.
I think some of the like more grinder mentality started to come out at the end, and like I think there's definitely at all three there's kind of like I'm getting close to that top 4 mark, but it's like I need to just dial it in and practice more. But
right. That's how I am with tournaments. Every tournament I go to, I'm like 17th or 18th, and I lose my winning end. The last 4 have been like that, and I just need to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Dude, it's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy.
There's just so much variance.
Yeah.
Just
totally. I agree with that.
The video I posted today, I took VV to a tournament, right? Round 1 we drew. Round 2 I smacked everybody. Round 3 we decided to draw just because it was funny and we were hungry, right? And I was like, sweet, 3-hour break going to round 4. All I need is a win, and I'm number 1, right? So then it goes, yeah. I lost, I didn't get a turn 3, and then my winning in, I didn't get a turn 2 or turn 3. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So the last half of the day, I played 20 minutes of Magic. When I was number 1, I was literally number 1 going in round 3. It was just, it's the turbo meta. I wasn't ready for it. So let's talk about it. The main reason why we have you, you're probably one of the better players that I know personally, and like you kick ass with Mardu Kalia, and I just kind of want to yap for about 20-30 minutes about the meta, about how you don't need blue anymore to be in tournaments, and then I want to go through EDH top 16 and kind of go through it. So talk to me. The hot thing right now, it's kind of funny because it is summer. The hot thing right now is Mardu. Temna Dargo, Dahada, and Kalia are just ripping through people right now. Like, why is that? Like, what is happening? It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, so there's a few things going on, but yeah, no, total. I got to give a shout out to Hebrew Hercules Kellen, friend of mine. You know, we've low-key just been chatting for years about Mardu and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to see him doing well. Dude, totally. Super hard worker, he deserves it. And then Dahada, a lot of that big wins out of the Kroos. Brian Kroos is another SoCal guy.
Cool.
Another super hard worker.
So is the concept like, all right, you guys are gonna cast Mystic Studies turn 2, and y'all are gonna sit back. I'm just gonna put this win on the stack turn 3, like.
Yeah, kind of. So there's a few things going on. There's a part which just has to do with the speed element, and then there's also a part which has to do with the Mardu specifically, like, you know, red, black, white, and what's good about that. Mm-hmm. And those two aspects are kind of coming together at the right in the right place at the right time. And that's why you're seeing these. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So the white is. Well, let's just start with the Mardu side first, I guess, because maybe that's the
because red went down, but white went way up.
Yeah, exactly. So black red storm, and it doesn't matter if you're talking like Jund or Grixis or even like 4-color storm. Black red storm is all kind of the same baseline deck, more or less, where you're generating a lot of mana. You feed that mana into a storm engine. Yeah. Storm engines are things that convert mana to cards back into mana, and then from there you just churn through your deck. Classic example of this for our format is Ad Nauseam. But you could also, Necro is one, Breach is a red one, Yawgmoth's Will is another black one. in OG formats, like really, really old Magic, Storm is a 1-card combo because it's just mana plus payout,
Right.
and you can churn through your deck and win. It's like, think, I don't know, 29 Black Lotuses, a Fireball, and then 28 Time Twisters or something like that, right? Like, and you just churn through your deck until you make it infinite mana, and then you cast your Fireball and win. So that's a classic.
Channel Fireball, baby.
Right, yeah, exactly. That's another, so that's an A plus B. And Storm and A plus B are very close.
Yeah.
The reason why Storm's so powerful is because you have so much A's, which are your fast mana, and so many B's, which are your engines, that it's really, really reliable. Mm-hmm. And that's why what makes, these different Storm decks so lethal. So Mardu, and what makes it different than like Grixis, is the way that we approach card advantage, which is white versus blue. And this is the part that throws everybody off, because they see Mardu and they're like, oh, it's so exotic. It's really only the white per se that's the big kind of like mentally breaking.
Right. It's the best support color in Magic right now.
I think it's up there. It's either white or red. They're good.
As a support color, I think it's white. Because red, like, outside of, like, Breach, red doesn't have much. But in a Mardu shell, red is, like, everything, right? But, like, just say a 5-color deck. You probably have, like, Gamble, Breach, Deflecting Swap, right? But white, I feel like, has come back from, it just doesn't have a Grand Abolisher and Silence. Now we have Esper Sentinel. Now we have Ranger Captain and Voice of Victory and all this. It's funny? I was building a deck, and I think it was, like, Sans White. And I was like, oh shit, I only have Rhystic and Mystic for card draw because I don't have white in my deck now. Like, there's so much, it's just so crazy how that works. So, in my mind, when I think of Mardu, I think of Rakdos with white. Is that kind of the idea?
I would say that's more or less on the money. There's some ways that white interacts uniquely with black and red, which we can get into. It's a little farther down, like deeper in the weeds.
Yeah.
But I think that's basically broadly, yeah.
Okay, well, I just want to, like, talk about just Sans Blue in general and just why they're winning. But I think, like, for my tournament, I had the Fool's Gambit one. I had 31 people, and Tim Nadargo and So the top four was, what's that guy? He's Esper. Was it Marnius? Yeah, it was Marnius on 1, Sisay 2, Magda 3, Tim Nadargo 4. And Tim Nadargo won, like, turn 3 easily. And it was just like putting a win on the stack turn 2, that got stopped, turn 3, put a win on the stack. And it was just like, holy shit. Like, I don't consider 5-color in a blue deck. Like, my main deck right now, Terra, that I love to death, but I have like 6 counter spells. Like, I went full turbo with this deck, and it's so good. And people look at me for interactions, and I'm like, I got Flusterstorm. Like, Flusterstorm, Swan Song Pact, Force of Will, maybe Mindbreak Trap, maybe a Swan Song, like at the most, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's another thing too, which is that, like, the blue decks that are trying to storm, they want to use their counter spells as sparingly as possible. They try to sandbag in the last minute or protect their wins. They're not really trying to play the table police, and if you get forced into that role, that's a bad sign.
It's funny? Yeah, it's funny that you say that. So, just a little bit of backstory. I pretty much started a few years ago. My first real tournament was Mox Masters, one of the first ones online, right? And it was literally turbo, mid-range, and stacks was really heavy. That's when Winota was popular, right? So then, the last year or two, bans, post-bans, whatever, it strictly went from mid-range and control. Stacks is dead.
Yes.
Well, probably right now, it's give or take dead. But now, the resurgence of turbo, because and also, I can't think of a good control deck. Maybe Talion, maybe Tivit, but Tivit's kind of right now. Like, if you think of the top 10 decks, you don't think of control. So I really think now it's a fight of mid-range and turbo. And pre-ban, I don't know if you remember the big tournament, the Invitational, it was like 80 rock size and everybody else. Rock size was the meta right before the bans. So do you think we're going to go back to that, or do you think it's very even with the turbo mid-range control right now?
I think turbo will eventually win. There's a few reasons. So whenever, it doesn't matter if whenever you're talking strategy, And this doesn't matter if it's like chess openers, martial arts, literal warfare. There's always sort of a rock, paper, scissors thing going on.
Right.
And once you can kind of, it's because a meta is, I'll throw the buzzword out here as I'm known for, but a meta is an ecosystem. It's just like what you see in nature, right?
Yeah.
And each of the different niches, there are strategic niches, right? You have a deck that does one thing better than everything else, and that's why people play it, is because they like that one specific strategic niche.
Blue farm.
And some metas are shifted more towards, some ecosystems are more towards that niche being favorable, and some are, less favorable. Like if you live in a water-dominated ecosystem, like the ocean, it's probably better to know how to, whales are going to be more favorable. But if you're in like a swampy ecosystem, which is more trees and land, and whale's not going to do as well in a swamp, for example.
Yeah, that's so funny. I love that analogy because it's like humans are top of the food chain, but if we go to Africa, are we really top of the food chain?
Yeah.
We ain't shit. Like a giraffe could kill us. You know what I'm saying? But in the city, it's not even close. So I see what you're saying. And also I've noticed I play in the Southeast, like Atlanta, Florida type deal. I've noticed just in the United States, it's different metas. Like the West,
Yes,
you got a lot of
100%.
Mardu, you got a lot of Rogsai. Well, there's always Blue Farm, and there's always Kinnan. But like the Atlanta tournament I went to, it was like the meta was genuinely 20% Kinnan. And it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And people from like Texas and New York are like, what the fuck is all these Kinnans doing here? We're not used to this many. And I'm like, I don't know. Get them out. And then New York and Colorado, they're more like mid-range control. But you go over to California, I've never been, but I played in a tournament with some people. And it's, what is it? Beep, beep, go, go fast, like turn order? Like,
that's
where Rockside generated from, right?
Kind of. That's actually a complicated one, like where Rockside comes from. That one was like that one's almost like a super deck in that it, like all of the top people from everywhere kind of came up together. Yeah. But then like the top deck guys really, that became like their mascot. Like we're weird out here. Our baseline is actually very much kind of mid-rangey. Like we are a super, super mid-rangey meta, but it's like the clique, if you will, like the online, the kind of like super grinder types from this region, we tend to be, turbo guys. But baseline, we're still mid-range.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah. It's just the click. It's just as we love our mid-range guys, but it's just the click out here.
Hire is a great friend of the channel, and he was talking about the fishbowl. And I saw that fishbowl meta, and it was saucy. And then this next one, I wish I could go to it. I wish I could go to Pittsburgh, these big tournaments. But anything over, I feel like 200 people, like those metas are wide open, right? There's so many one-up decks.
I would say, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but that's the beauty of the format. Like there's so many commanders that you can play, and it's like, well, if I wanted to just play, one or two things, I'd go play a different game. I play a different format. I play Modern or Legacy or whatever that has more like clearly defined. This is the thing. Standard. I get the standards.
Oh, that's a fucking nightmare. Yeah. It
right.
banned 7 cards. Like, holy shit. Like, how did y'all fuck up that bad? It's so funny. Right. I was talking to my buddy last night. He's like, hit me up on a Discord call. I want to talk about Blue Farm. I want to make some cuts. So we're talking. And I'm like, bro, you can literally play Omniscience in this deck and it's fine. Like, it doesn't matter. And then, what was the point of that? Shit. Damn it. There's a reason why I said that. Blue Farm?
Like meta diversity or like?
I don't remember, but it was a funny Blue Farm joke. I was like,
I mean that's basically what Smothering Tide is for them. That is Omniscience.
Right,
at least as they say it.
Exactly. Damn it! I had a really good segue. I forgot. But pretty much we're talking about making cuts and stuff, and I was like, it doesn't matter, bro. Like, what are you? Oh, that's what it was. I was like, because he's a brewer, right? I'll cut that. Yeah. So he's a brewer.
No, you're good.
So he was like, dude, I just keep staying up at night the last 2 or 3 cuts. And I was like, well, A, that's every deck. And B, because CDH will never be solved, right? It is not a solved format by any chance. It never will be. I don't care what anybody says, right? But Blue Farm itself is solved. So I was like, you're beating your head against the table. You don't need to beat your head against the table. It's an established deck. It's been the best deck for 5 years, right? And it's just funny because the CDH brain is like, oh, I have to try this card and I have to try that card. I'm like, you don't need to in Blue Farm. You can just play any random card. That's where I was getting at.
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, it's like the ranges for some of these super pioneer decks. Like, it's like the range of available cards and like which ones you bring in, when and why. They know them all, and so. But then it's like if you don't know what the meta's like, or you're like, I don't know what the best build of it is at the moment. Your last 5 slots can go to total experimentation.
Yeah, but a deck like Blue Farm,
I
it's
definitely
fine.
feel that in Kalia.
But I feel like in Kalia, your slots are tighter. Like, I feel like no matter what you do, you're on that 90 to 95 because that's what got you to the dance, right?
Yeah, I would say that's true. It's like 90, we're like 92, 90-ish cards at the moment that are kind of solved. And then like beyond that, it's,
right.
You just argue it.
Right, and that's fine. What's your preference, right? Like
exactly.
But when I played the deck, I was like, hey, you're like on something weird. Like you weren't on swords or something, and I was like, why? And you explained why, and I was like, I'm not taking any cuts. I'm just taking your list and playing it.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I didn't understand it. It's a puzzle.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why I keep sticking on it. It's that plus the hate.
That too. That's so funny. So yeah, let's get into it a little bit. So we talked about Mardu. What about? I can't really think of. What about like the Magdas of the world and Sisseys? I don't count Sissey as blue. Like, where do you think the meta will be in 6 months? Do you think we're kind of plateauing right now, or do you think the sky is the limit?
I think we're getting much faster, and I think we're going to keep going up. So there's one of the things. So I've been for a long time, and like kind of my thing is like IRL. I am, my background's in anthropology and archaeology, but specifically like a lot from an evolutionary side, which means I'm looking at ecosystems. I'm trained to be thinking in terms of these patterns and all that kind of stuff. And so very, very early on, I did some deep dives into like CEDH meta, into CEDH like archetypes. And we're kind of stuck in a not great, we're not thinking about the game correctly because we're kind of trying to port in archetypes from 1v1 formats into singleton format with multiple players, and it doesn't fit correctly because of just the way that the game theory works out for us. And so people, they don't understand that most CEDH decks are actually dual archetype. They're not just one thing. Like, so something like Rog Thras, for example, people will say it's a mid-range deck. Well, it's not really a mid-range deck. Like mid-range has a specific meaning. It means that if you took all of the decks and you just goldfish them, right? And you have the fastest decks for a goldfish versus the slowest fish for a goldfish, mid-range is somewhere in the middle in terms of its speed. You could say something like Rog Thras is mid-range, but that's an awfully broad category that doesn't really describe much.
Right.
We can go deeper. It's really more of like a combo control deck, which is that it can turbo, it has its turn 3s pretty consistently, but that it's really, it can also back up into this kind of control, draw a bunch of cards, and stall mode. And it's like, it's kind of our format's version of something like High Tide. It's really a closer example. But it's not really like,
good.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying with Rog Thras, I think the reason why it's so good is it has the best backup plan in the game, and that's Underworld Breach. People are like, why are you playing Underworld Breach? Because after I get board wiped twice, you Bezeju'd my Gaia's Cradle, and now instead of watching you play the game, I'm just going to resolve this Underworld Breach and win. Right? Yeah. And it has that turn 2, turn 3, I could just do that. Right? But you are right, especially like the top decks. I don't think Kennen is a mid-range turbo or control deck. I think it's good in the late game, but like you kind of said with Rogthras, it's kind of everything, right? It kind of can be whatever it wants to be. And a lot, it's funny, besides Blue Farm, if you look like, say, the top 10, 15 decks, most of these decks have high skill ceilings, if that makes sense. Like, Blue Farm, anybody could just win a game of Blue Farm, but like Kalia, you can't give Kalia to someone that just played the deck and expect them to like win a game. Like, you have to know what's going on. But a deck like Cannon and Blue Farm, they probably can. But other than those, like Rogthras is a hard deck to pilot, right? Dogthras, Rogthras, the Esper control decks, all those decks for me are harder, right?
I think you're right. I mean, that's from my experience as well, facing those pilots. There's a very big difference between somebody who really knows what they're doing with, like, you know, Rogthras or Dogthras versus somebody who just picked it up. Like, we're talking like 2 whole turns of, you know, threatening a win. Like, if they're not good at the deck, they're trying to go off like turn 5. But like the good players are pushing by like turn 3.
Well, it's generically good too, right? Like, I'm sure you don't play Rogthras, but if I gave you Rogthras and you played against somebody that just picked up Kalia, you're probably winning that pod. Because you're like, I know how good Guy's Cradle is because I've seen it. I've never played the deck.
Yeah.
So that's just that's a whole nother conversation. But I do want to not just Kalia and Dahada. Tim Nadarga right now is like statistically a top 5 deck, and it came out of nowhere. Since before that guy, your friend, I don't remember his name, Hercules,
right? Kellen?
Yeah. Until he won that Open or whatever it was, until then, you didn't really see Tim Nadargo since the ban. And now we're about to look at EDH top 16. It's like every 3rd or 4th tournament, it's winning. Is that just the Mardu shell, or is it because that deck is that good?
Well, it's a so part of it is related. The deck is that good. There's kind of a few different things that are kind of intersecting that are causing this to happen. Number one, it is that good, and the reason why is really just because Dargo plus a big sacrifice ritual like sacrifice or burnt offering. Mm-hmm. You know, it's basically a Cabal ritual that makes 8 mana, no threshold required. That's what the Dargo's mana in the command zone, and that's really important for the Storm side of things. And people aren't ready for that. So that's like, remember earlier I was saying there's like a few things going on, which is, you know, one is like the speed aspect, because we peaked in terms of mid range, and then the natural thing that beats up on mid range in terms of speed is going to be a turbo deck, because these are time signifiers. So there's that. So it's a turbo deck. Number 2, there's another rock paper scissors game that's being played, which is white versus blue. And the white versus blue one basically. So this is why from like earlier, you know how I was saying like there's Mardu and Grixis are theoretically very similar, but it's the white and the blue that's really being traded.
Yeah, 100%.
So blue tries to get its card advantage through raw, just like I have more stuff in my hand than you. Which is very powerful. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't want to understand that.
Oh, yeah, it's the most powerful thing right now. Yeah.
Well, so yes, it is. It's very powerful. But there's another way to get card advantage, and that's virtual card advantage, or kind of similar to that is card quality. And card quality, so there's technical differences between these two. Card quality is basically like how many cards does your thing trade for? You know, so if you cast a Swords to Plowshares, you're in CDH, because our trading math is terrible, you're trading one of your cards for a third of a card against the opposing table's card advantage.
Right.
By the way, that's the clue. Well, you're being 1 for 1/3. And that, by the way, that's why Control has a hard time in CDH. I'm super down to nerd out about that one too. But So it's a very negative trade, and that's why spot removal tends to be pretty bad unless you're using it really conservatively and sandbagging. But there's another way to go, which is that if you play a card like a Grand Abolisher, so you cast that Grand Abolisher, and 3 opponents each have Flusterstorm, Swan Song, Spell Pierce, Dispel, Force Negation in hand.
Yeah.
Right. You cast that Grand Abolisher, and you've traded 1 for 5.
Wow.
Because they can't cast anything. And that's really why white is so powerful, is because it's very good at beating up on blue. Specifically the way that blue interacts on the stack and everywhere else. But that's literally card quality versus card quantity. Another way to phrase this one is like, say you were to draw 99 cards. Like you had a spell, draw 99 cards. But your whole deck was composed of mountains. Is that useful?
Right. No.
Yeah, you have to have some card quality within that 99 that you draw. And it's kind of like striking that balance. And this is why like the Storm decks have wheels, but also tutors. And it's not just one or the other.
Well, and I think it's not the commander too, right? Like Magna's card quality is way low, but I think Magna's a top 10 deck because it has that engine. It has that fuck around and find out, like I'm winning here. The commander, like Sisse, the win con is in the command zone.
Well, yeah, and there's also a ton of synergy that these decks have too. Like Magda turns these innocuous, every dumb little dwarf is now suddenly like a lotus petal, essentially.
Yeah.
And then if you hit five dwarves, or five lotus petals, treasures, well now you have a demonic tutor that.
What's the
now
win
you
on
have
the
Tinker.
board?
Yeah. You hit five treasures, and now you have a Tinker. So it's like, it's pretty good.
I played some. I got my brother a power cube for last Christmas, and I've never casted Tinker and fucking Black Lotus before. And my deck sucked. I don't know how to draft, but those cards are crazy. Like the Reanimator deck with Gristlebrand and fucking all. Oh, it's just. Anyways, I can fan out. So.
It's good. I mean, that's Cube's the best format, bar none. Vintage Cube all the way.
I love CDH, but I can't complain. That's the only format I can play, to be honest with you. I hate 1v1. I can't get into it. But if you want a power cube, Vintage Cube all day long, I'm so down. Anyways, so I'm trying to wrap my head around it, right? So I feel like 6 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, you're crazy if you didn't bring blue to a tournament. And now, like, I'm trying to wrap my head around why the sudden shift. Because it went from, oh god, Dockside, Mana Crypt got banned, everyone freak out, and then it got in super mid-range hell, and it's still mid-range hell with the clone meta, but also the clone meta mid-range hell is fighting with the turbo. Why the sudden shift? Like, I feel like it just happened like that. It went from mid-range hell to all these Cradle decks to now it's all these Mardu decks smacking tournaments. The biggest tournament.
Well,
right?
Yeah, I mean that was a big deal. It's probably the third largest CDH tournament of all time, I think. And that is no small feat.
And it was one of the best players too. It was the Open or the Invitational or whatever it was.
I think it was the Open.
The Open, yeah.
So there's definitely some very good players were, over next door in the invite, but we had definitely had quite a bit of the top dogs in ours too. So he's a stud. Okay, so there's a few things going on, and I'm not gonna oversimplify it because that's just not what I do. Maybe it's nerdy and neurotic, but I'm not gonna make it simple. So on the one hand, there's a bit of a follower effect in any Magic format, not just CDH, but any Magic format. There's a bit of a follower effect going on, and this is a really classic paradigm. It's called the innovators versus imitators paradigm, and we know this when you do like population studies and stuff like that. This is a well-studied effect, which is that it takes more energy to be an innovator, but it's also and it's more dangerous.
Yeah.
But the rewards are higher if it works. Whereas being an imitator on the other side, it takes less energy to imitate, and it's less dangerous, but the payout might not be as good. And so there's a nice little not a bell curve, but it's like a logarithmic curve where in ecosystems, where you fall on this innovator versus imitator curve, and when it comes to Magic or everything else like that, a lot of people want to play a deck that is going to get them good win rates, that doesn't require a ton of time to sink in and getting really, really good and technical and being a beast at that deck, because they want to win with the least amount of risk and the least amount of time investment in it, because that's just what they think is smart. But the thing is, that doesn't necessarily mean you're playing the deck that has the highest skill ceiling or the highest win rate if you invest towards that skill ceiling. And so that's that, the innovators, that's where
is that why Blue Farm is the most popular deck?
Partially, yeah. It's a feedback.
Because it's a lot of followers.
Yeah, it's a feedback loop. And
yeah. Like, why is 2-3 people playing Kalia, but every time they play Kalia, they top 16? It's crazy. It's not sexy, but it's winning.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, and that's the thing is because so people in gaming, they talk about like a skill ceiling, like the ceiling versus floor, and that's the min-maxing stuff. Well, actually, that's actually not true, but in technical game theory, that's a different thing. But so like they talk about having a high floor and a high ceiling. Something like Blue Farm has a really high floor. Like you're always going to be playing Magic. Anything goes wrong, you can always just draw cards off Timna, and your
mulligans are easy.
Safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you keep all mana hands. You've got blue to counter spell something if they put a scary thing on the stack. Like all that's pretty good.
It's boring.
So if you're just like, it's boring, yeah, no, for sure. But it is safe and it can do very, very well. And so like if you're a noob, this is one of those decks that's like, yes, you probably should give this one a shot. Because it's just the rate of return's great.
Right. It's fun. I love all your analogies because it's so true. Like Final Fantasy, I think we got 4 to 8, probably 6 CDH commanders, like viable CDH commanders, most in a set in a long time, right? And I couldn't tell you how many times people are like, ooh, I want to brew Noctis, I want to brew Terra, I want to brew Vivi, but I'm going to wait for someone to figure it out, and then I'm going to pick it up. It's like, for me, I want to do the dirty work. I played 20 games of Vivi before it was even legal. And I figured out, hey, it's overhyped and it needs card draw, right? Like, I figured that out. When people are like, oh, no, I'm just going to wait a month until someone figures the crazy command and play that deck. And I'm like, that takes out the fun. Like, what are you talking about, right? Like, so it's just so funny that you say that because you are the Kalia guy. And Kalia is fucking insane.
Kalia is a weird one. So that's the funny thing is like I've actually played and behind the scenes I've been deep with plenty of other decks. Like
I don't believe you. I have never seen it. There's no proof. You only play Kalia. True. It's what I saw a meme the other day. It reminded me of you. It was like, oh, look at you, cool, in your postmodern commander. Why don't you be a boss and play pre-modern commander? And I thought of Kalia. I was like, Kalia's been out for fucking 2 decades, and he's fucking kicking it.
Thanks, man. Well, that's like
2010, 2012. Yeah.
Something like that. I think it's 2011.
She's one of the first ones, I think. I want to say.
Yeah, definitely the first Wizards one.
Yeah.
I think she's the first. In the first pre-con, literally.
Is she? No.
I think so. I think it's 2011. I could be wrong, though.
I know it's Dragon, Kalia, Mimeoplasm. I don't know if that was the same one. I'll look at it.
Dragon was later. I think that's like 27. I don't know. Actually, I'm not even going to guess on that one. I think that's like 2017 or 2018, though.
All right. Stand by. I got to fact check this.
Somebody, yeah.
I'm curious. MTG.
What were we? It was like Zadru, Mimeoplasm, gave Animar, Kalia, I think. It was the wedges. It was the enemy colors right after, before Tarkir. I think Tarkir had not come out yet.
It's not working for me.
No, you good. Let me find this thing.
First Commander Precons. Oh, you're right. Yep. It was Kalia, and the other one. Kalia, the Rafik, or whatever it's called. Riku.
Oh, yeah.
Kalia, Riku. Gave the Esper one. Zedru.
Wait, Esper.
Not Esper, Jeskai. Zedru, Mimeoplasm. Yeah. You're right. Kalia was the first. Damn, that's crazy.
Dude, I'm an old man in this stuff. It's
right, but it's just funny. Like, I gotcha. Anyways, all right, let me go ahead and share my screen.
Sure.
I just kind of want to go over the meta, and I just want to give you like your opinion, and I just kind of want to like show the people, like my thing is based off of new players getting in, so I want them to hear. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just do 60 plus players, date. That's fine. So besides this one's just crazy. Tivit, Blue Farm, Rockside, Tivit, Shorkai, Kark, Thrasios. Yeah, I know. VV, Zers. Besides this one is full of blue bullshit. Besides this one, we're not counting this one. So
well, wait, even then, I bet you there's something interesting with that, which is that you get an Esper deck that wins. I bet you the white ends up helping. Well, I think it's Tivit, right?
Oh yeah, Tivit. Yeah.
I bet you what really helps with this one is that he ends up landing a lot of his white kind of anti-blue cards a lot.
Yeah. Well, look at the top 16.
Beat up on the blue decks.
It's a lot of. It's Thras Vial, Rafine, Esper, Grenzo's Rakdos, Analyst Turbo, VV, TNT, another Esper deck, Zur, VV, Mono Green, Esper, Azorius, Kark Thras, which is a weird deck, Rogside, Blue Farm, Tivit. Yeah, I expect Tivit to win this tournament. Like, look at the top 16. But yeah, let's go into this one, July 4th. Timna Dargo, Blue Farm, Rogside, Terra. So if that doesn't paint a picture, best deck for 5 years, fastest deck in the format, a new deck, and Timna Dargo. They went 5-1, and this was a 70-person tournament. Then you got some Urzas, you got Dahadas, Lumra. We didn't even talk about Lumra. Magda, we got Rogside, Winota got 17th, right? Like this one. My buddy Mihai, he won with Zulada. Like, what is this meta? Like, what do you think about this?
No way. He actually got me first with that? Good for him. Hell yeah.
He's killing it.
Hell yeah.
He's killing it. You got the new Celis. We're not going to talk about Findle Flip. This guy's crazy. The Ernest Street Urchin deck. Right? The new Ishtola.
Oh, yeah. I faced that one at Denver. That was an interesting one.
Marnius. How do you feel about Esper?
I think Esper's actually really solid. I think it is missing on mana. Like, it's not fast, and that's really where it's running into trouble. So it's like if you pick up Esper right now, you're kind of declaring that you are going to take the control role, which is fine. I think that
it's just
legit,
hard.
But
it's good. It's just hard. Like, I'm good. I took Malcolm Timna to the boil too, and I just wanted to beat my head against the wall because everybody wanted to draw. And it was just like, I quit. I scooped. Timna Dargo took another one. Like, this is crazy.
Yep.
So
well, this is. Okay, so wait, go back to that one that you just clicked on. So that's really important. So look at number 2.
Ral.
Yeah. So that's the other big one that's really. So this is. I think Ral is actually the fastest deck in the format right now.
Oh, for sure.
What I've seen.
For sure.
Like, it's it and Rogside. But
and
it's like.
And it plays little blue cards. It doesn't even play Force of Will.
I think it's the two axes. So there's like different axes in CDH. There's like spell casty decks.
It's not even on Ristic Study.
What's up?
It's not even on Ristic Study. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. that's what they do.
Yeah.
Well, so like, there's like different axes in CDH. So it's like, are you casting spells or are you using your commander to kind of like cheat in something underneath the stack wars? So something like you were asking earlier, like, you know, why did we go? We went blue mid-range stuff. The bans happened, then we go blue mid-range, and then you get these kind of like Sisay and Kinnons everywhere, and then that thing peaks out, and then we suddenly enter Rog Thras meta, and then now we're seeing like, you know, Mardu and Ral and all these other things coming on. Rog Thras is really faster than Kinnon, and it is a storm deck. Like, it's a weird storm deck. It's a slower storm deck, but it's, you know, it's the high tide of storm decks. Like, it's a combo control deck. Mm-hmm. I think what's really happening is that we peaked out kind of in spring on this mid-range meta, and what was happening is that these activated abilities dot decks, like Kinnon and Magda and stuff like that, were beating up on blue farm mid-range, like blue farm decks that were built mid-rangey, because they could cheat things underneath the stack. And then that peaked out. You know, we saw 17 kin index or whatever. We saw 17 kin index at the fishbowl.
Yeah.
And like, then after that, we just end up as we end up with everybody's like, well, let's just go faster. And then you see Rogthras, which is the tipping point, and Rao Zarek, and everything just starts speeding up, because how do you beat activated abilities deck? Well, you just go faster than them.
Oh, we didn't even talk about fucking Atali as well. Atali's cooking.
Yeah, well, that's another one too. That's a super fast deck that people keep saying.
Lingo. Yep.
Yeah.
Just metagame breakdown. This is the open. 35 blue farms, 3 made the top cut. 21 entries, 2 made the top cut. That is crazy. 20 entries for Rogthras, 5. And then you got Tim Dargo, 3 entries. Magda, 5 entries. Lumra, 4 entries, which is kind of crazy. We got my boy Ankalia. But you know what I mean? Like, what a drop off. Is Blue Farm the best deck because it's the most popular deck?
It's kind of. It's very.
Yeah.
Well,
let me go back real quick. Let's look at this thing.
It's a two-parter. Like, Blue Farm is. So when this deck first kind of got on the scene,
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it really is good. When this is the Epic Storm. Blue Farm is the Epic Storm, but with freaking it's the old ad nauseum version of Epic Storm, but then it has a control backup plan, which is really good. Like, you can go fast. What people don't seem to understand that when Blue Farm came on the scene, it was a turbo ad nauseum deck. This was, for a while, people considered it the fastest deck in the game.
Look how many wins in the last fucking 3 months. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 wins in 6 months. That's fucking insane.
It's great. Well, that's the thing, is that it's a Storm deck. It's a Grixis main phase ad nauseum deck.
100 plus.
With a control backup plan.
Yeah. And also, talking about turbo decks, Roxai got a sudden, you know what I'm saying? June 28th, last week, Roxai won this big tournament. And Roxai was kind of low around the ban time. Now look at it.
Yeah.
It's because the format got faster and the turbo decks like going against turbo decks, right?
Yes, there is that compounding effect for sure. That's totally true. I think
Kefka, Rao.
I think what happened also kind of around the bans is that a lot of the top Rogside players basically quit. And so it just had the talent pool for that deck totally dropped off. So there's kind of an artificial dip. But no, for sure, the follower effect stuff is very, very real. Like, I mean, again, it's been studied. This is classically studied. It's this innovators versus imitators paradigm. Because people want, okay, like think like just from an evolutionary perspective, our brains haven't really caught up with what the modern world is. Like, we are designed by nature to be risk averse, because you could succeed 9 times, but if on that 10th time you fail, in 100, in the past, that could have meant death. Like, say you want to scale the mountain, and up on the mountain is, I don't know, your paradise. Like, there's everything there you could ever want. But if you fall on a rock, you're dead. And we're designed to take that more seriously. So it's like, we're in a situation where, yes, Blue Farm probably is it's this combination of really high floor with also really high ceiling, but it's also overplayed in that people just want safety, and so they don't give other things a try as much.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like, it doesn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to just be one thing, if that makes any sense. So, like, I know people debate about this because they want the one single answer to explain everything, but it's like, there can be multiple reasons for something.
You're right, though. Look at the popularity. Just in the past 6 months, 597 entries, 473, 444, then a drop off. 9 months ago in the ban, this had like 5 entries. Like, it's just monkey see, monkey do. Now this deck is really popular. For me, I don't like TNT. I don't think the deck's any good, but it's good enough. It's just very eat your veggies, right? But it's just it's not converting, right? Let's do conversion rate.
Well, there's also another
Where's
problem
TNT?
too with Timna. There's also another problem with Timna Thras, and this gets into
It's
stuff that I.
16%.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Rao's at 40%. Look my nuts.
Right. And that's what I'm talking
19
about,
cuts.
the speed thing.
Yeah.
Yes. And also, Rao has that same thing where it beats up on the blue decks really well.
Oh yeah.
Rao's like it's the same kind of idea as like Mardu, except it's just, it's basically mono red.
Yeah. I don't see our girl Kali in here. I know she's in here.
No, she's
this
super.
This is popularity. We need to go by conversion rate. Where's she at?
Yeah.
All right there, baby. Okay.
Okay.
21%.
Yeah,
Are all
there.
these you? Let's see. Let's see.
I hope not. God damn it.
1, 2,
Oh,
3,
boy.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, we got Bo in here. Hell yeah.
8, 9, 10, 11. 12. How many fucking tournaments do you go to? Jesus Christ.
A bit.
So funny. Your majority. We got Bo. We got Bo cooking. 6th.
Yeah, he's in there. Hell yeah.
Just, I love it's 2nd, 3rd,
boy.
6th, 6th, 6th. That's so funny. All right, let me. So we're running out of time. I got about 10 minutes. So to wrap it up, I want to do this video on pretty much don't be scared not to play blue is like going to be the topic.
Yeah.
Right? So we kind of talked about already, hey, white does this, red and black does that. These Timna Dargo Kali decks do this. What about like just the non-blue decks that aren't trying to turbo? Like you have like Omnixilus. That deck I think is really good. It's not as popular anymore. It used to be really popular. But I played against one like 2 months ago in a tournament and it hosed us. And yeah, it might play Adnos, but I feel like decks like that, like Magna's not a turbo deck. Like how do you feel about the mid-range non-blue decks that can be turbo, but they're better in that mid to late game?
Better in the mid to late game. I mean, I think anything's really viable, to be honest. Like, a lot of it comes down to skill and understanding what your cards do. I think turbo, we're in a weird world right now where it's like turbo is, the difference between a turbo deck and, the beginnings of mid-range is really like half a turn. It's not, the gap isn't as far as it used to be. Exception being, I guess, Rao. That one really is like a turn 2.3.
Yeah.
Which is, props to them.
Well, it's niche, right?
Yeah, it's very, very niche. I think in terms of the blue decks non-blue decks that are a little slower, if you know how to beat up if you know how to do the card quality thing and how to multi-trade, like, your one spell is worth 2 or 3 of your opponent's spells, that's really the heart of it all. And you can do anything. I think a deck that doesn't get enough love is Rocco. Rocco's kind of like a turn 3-ish. So it's like it's kind of riding that line between like turbo and mid-range, stuff like that. But they have a ton of mana. Their card trading is excellent because their commander can just find a ranger captain out of nowhere.
That was the next archetype I wanted to talk about. The stuff that doesn't have black in it, like the Naya, like the crazy, not Simic, what's it? Boros, the Winota decks, the Stax decks. Like, how do you feel about those? Like, do you feel like this is the meta where black might be the best color besides blue because of the support? Like, because you're the Mardu guy, obviously. Like, when you say anything is viable, right? Like, what do you mean?
I think if you're smart and you really, really know you understand the meta, you understand how to attack it, and then you also understand your own pieces and what those pieces do. And finally, you've got like the good psychology. Like you know how to read opponents, you know how they're moving and stuff like that, how to play counterplay stuff. You can get there with a commander that's just like a blank face. I do think it's possible to get those wins. I think that again, you're just kind of exploring the ceiling versus floor stuff. In terms of what that means for different colors specifically, black currently has the fastest combo in the game, which is Entomb Reanimate, for like Hoarding Broodlord or whatever, just in a vacuum. That's the fastest thing you can do right now. However, it's statistically super improbable to find that in your opening hands. So, while you can win out of nowhere with it, it's just not as common. From there, you're really looking at like stability, and stability matters a lot. That's where these decks that are things like Rocco, what makes them so dangerous is that you have a ton of mana generation, and then you have your payout in the command zone, and that's very, very powerful. You don't need black. Black is great because you get a bunch of stability in tutors, so you can search through your deck, find out whatever you want. There's rote speed, through the rituals and stuff like that. But everything you're casting has to be put on the stack, and it's very vulnerable to counterspells. So like, blue beats black, white beats blue. At least in my experience, tends to be how it plays out.
The problem with that too is every blue deck has white in it. So it's like, right. Okay, you beat this counter war, silence. God damn it, Blue Farm. Who gave Blue Farm white?
Yeah.
Like,
well, 100%.
How many times did Blue Farm go, oh, cool game, Cavern Souls Unhuman, Grand Abolisher, and we're just like, fuck, we just had this crazy game, this stack war, we're all pushing, and just Grand Abolisher. Like, and you're so right. Like, my buddy in my meta, he's big on Zuladoc, and right now he's playing Tim Nadargo, and my other buddy plays Godo, and it's just like, oh, cool, turn 2 Ristic Study, that's awesome. I'm casting my silence, you can draw. Does my silence resolve? Yes? Cool. Your irrelevant 3 mana card is so bad to me, it does not matter, and you're like, oh, well, I Enlightened Tutor for it, and now I'm losing resources, and I thought this was a good plan. It's like, yeah, but you didn't mull for, he's a turbo deck, you didn't mull for counterspells, you thought a turn 2 Ristic Study was good enough, and you got hosed, right? Yeah. So I kind of like, for me, I like the whole Kennen Freedom Awful thing where everybody play Commandeer now, everybody plays Misdirection, everybody plays all these copy spells and all these mirror-made effects, and it's good, but now I feel like the turbo, now they're clashing. Now you're seeing less mirror mage, you're seeing less steel enchantments, and now you're seeing just straight win cons, and I love it. Yeah. And do you think, before I let you go, do you think the meta's in a good spot right now, like, or do you think like we need to try to fix it?
I think it's in a good enough spot. I think that there's. Oh, this is another super deep thing. I think all right. I guess the easiest way for me to explain it, or to say my things fast, is that.
Well, for a beginner.
I think it's a good time to be getting into CDH right now because there's a lot of expression that you can have for basically any deck.
I agree. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, like I think people should play it. Like, give it a shot. Don't be discouraged.
This is the best time because all the sets they're coming out with and all the crazy like Universes Beyond, you could play like Cloud and Tifa and all this crazy shit from your childhood, and like, no, dude, I couldn't agree more. Sorry, go ahead. I hate agreeing with my guests all the time, but everything you said, I couldn't agree more. I got 2 people into CDH the last 2 weeks, bro. And I'm here's a deck. Try Narset. Try Godo. 3 days later, oh my god, I love this. I won on turn 2. Oh my god, that's all I want to do. I'm like, see? It just opens your mind up.
Yeah.
You've been playing for Friday Night Magic for 5 years, every Friday, with your casual deck, and you didn't know what priority was. You didn't even know the mulligan rule. Like, we're playing the same format, just the high level. And he's like, oh, well, now when I play casual, now I know the rules, and now I know what goes on. It makes you a better casual player. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, totally. Yeah, totally agree with that.
Sorry to go on the tangent, but yeah, no, I agree. I don't think it's the best we've ever been right now, but I definitely think we're gearing up. And the best thing about CDH is like the powerful cards. Like, I love when people are complaining about all the Cradle decks. I'm like, guys, Gaia's Cradle has been like one of the best lands ever, forever. Like, that hasn't been a secret. Now people are using it. Like, I play this format for the busted stuff, right? Like, I want them to put more crazy stuff. Like, I'm so mad I'm still mad they banned Mana Crypt. Like, I played the format because of Mana Crypt, right?
Well, so this gets into the bans thing. Basically, there's 2 rock paper scissors effects going on. There's storm beats mid-range beats stacks beats storm.
Storm.
We lost when Orcish Bowmasters got printed. We lost stacks. Yeah, stacks died because Orcish Bowmaster just wipes out their hate bears, wipes out their mana base.
The Winota decks.
So green and
the green decks.
yeah, exactly. Those got wiped out. And so then what we saw was, because blue and black were the most common colors, you saw a whole bunch of mid-range decks with blue and black because they're really good against stacks, it's free wins and everything else. Blue farm, most common deck, turn 3, turn 2 too slow. They were one of the turbo decks at the time. So, but now it's Rhystic plus OBM everywhere. So that got squeezed out. And so, well, what beats a mid-range deck? Blue farm's not mid-range, but it's the more mid-rangey of the storm decks. Well, what beats the mid-range deck at that time?
Yeah.
Right. It's just natural that Rogsai is going to come out because we got rid of the Predator that kept Rogsai down.
And also, I feel like the more turbo, why it got out of hand, at the pre-ban, that last big tournament, is because Rogsai loves seeing Rogsai in the pod. Oh, yes, another person that's irresponsible and that's going to feed my fish and is just going to go for it. Awesome. Rogsai hates seeing a blue farm, hates seeing a Tibet, but they see fucking other Rogsais. Hey, buddy. Oh, Mardu player. Yeah. What up, Mardu player? You trying to jam too? Right. So, but the more, the worse. Yeah.
No, totally. But yeah, so it spiraled out of control, but it spiraled out because we lost stacks. We lost one. Yep. We lost paper in the rock, paper, scissors effect.
Right.
So now it's just, and it just spiraled out. So then we did the bans.
Yeah.
Well, and the bans were based, for lack of a better, they were an attempt to sort of force everything to be mid-rangey, because mid-rangey is fun, and people like to see their turn 3 and to do their thing. But the problem with that, forcing everything to go to mid-range, is that it's only a matter of time before a new turbo deck emerges from that soup of mid-range decks. And that's kind of where the slow creep of what we've been on. And we're now seeing that with Ral and these other things coming back. Stacks cannot come back because you've got these Thrasios decks that are going to keep it down, but then also OBM's still around. So they are really not having the stack. I love stacks, guys.
I hate stacks.
Some of my best friends are that.
I hate it. No, fuck you.
Fair.
I started this format against Winotas, and they're like, oh, turn 1 deafening silence. And I'm like, who hurt you? Who hurt you? Why would you play a turn 1 deafening silence? Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they're being squeezed out. So, it's really, basically right now, things are kind of even in terms of, the more mid-range decks and the turbo decks, which is why it doesn't feel really bad. Things are close enough that the disparity doesn't happen. But as time goes on and people start realizing, oh, wow, Ral Zurich has a 40% conversion rate, I think what you're going to start to see is more folks picking up the turbo. And as more folks pick up the turbo decks, it's going to have this compounding problem. So that's number one. Number two, in terms of these bans, I have more technical disagreements with them, but I think the end effect of it all will be that it will eventually cause more bans to happen down the road.
Right.
Because it's CDH was a vintage level format. And these bans were an attempt to kind of rein them in closer to something like Legacy. They're an attempt to hit power levels. But the brokenness of some of these other cards that are kind of broken now, that people are feeling, these were masked under effects like Mana Crypt and Dockside, because those kind of acted as equalizers. A Cradle was kind of mid. It was good, but it's kind of mid in the Dockside.
Dockside, though, should have never been printed.
Well, Dockside it did a lot of things. It made games end. It was also the antidote to the big mid-range clog fests that we're seeing now. So both the draws and it punished players for overcommitting. What really drove Dockside nuts was when OBM came out, it wiped out all the no run decks and the collector oof decks. It just took out stacks, and so Dockside went nuts. But yeah, I think what's going to have to happen is that there will be the last bans from last year will necessitate more bans going forward. I have some thoughts about what those might be, but
I wanted to pick your brain. I think Rhystic Study's gone, and I think they're going to unban Jewel Lotus. What do you think?
I think the cynic in me says they will unban Jewel Lotus because it is a great way to sell stuff. I think in a lot of ways it's the most swingy, I think if they're gonna bring something back, they should do. Crypt is the most powerful one of these.
They're
these
not
cards.
bringing back Crypt or Darkseid. No way.
I know. That's the thing. It's
no
like,
way.
I think if they do bring back J-Lo, it will be more to sell packs. I will start playing Rod Tavesh if they bring back J-Lo.
Ooh, I love that.
And I will introduce.
Tavesh.
Trog is a beast.
Did I show you my AP? Hold on. I have to fanboy real quick. I got an AP and an altar. Don't ask me.
Oh, hell yeah.
This is my altar.
No, yeah, I mean, that'll come back.
From Hummingbird.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And
wow.
This is my AP. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
I know.
Yeah.
I wish it was drawn.
God dang.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to make Tevish Crom work so bad, it's just not working.
Hey, give Kefka, if you like, Kefka is...
Yeah.
That's no slouch.
I'm on Terra right now, and I'm having so much fun with Turbo Terra.
Base.
It's just like cool intuition, cool fucking give some given, cool Savine's Reclamation. Like deck just wins, and I'm having a blast. But anyways, was there any other advice or anything to anybody that wants to pick up this format and they don't want to play blue?
Try things out. Don't be afraid to take risks. It's a game, and if you're not having fun, what's the point of playing it? Like
right, and don't be discouraged. Right. Hey, if you fall on your face, you play Godo and you're losing, try something else. Don't go straight to Blue Farm, I think. Right?
I actually agree. I think Blue Farm it's one of the, I think it's a pillar of the format for sure, but like there's other ways to do it. There's plenty of other decks that do great that aren't blue.
We just went over that. Yeah. Blue Farm's the best for sure, but look at like Rao and Timna Dargo and all these crazy decks that you don't need Blue Farm anymore.
Yep.
You don't have to leave your house with the Ristic Study. You can do it, like, for sure.
Yeah. Hey, man, I can tell you for sure, it scares the heck out of Blue Farm players when I show up and drop them. They're like, anybody got swords? And, nope. And I just drop a Razaketh on them.
Or
you can have all the counter spells in the world, and it's...
Dude, with Terra, I went Gemstone Caverns, Pitch Squee. I was okay, cool. On your instep before my turn one, like Mystical Tutor for Dark Ritual, and I went turn one, like land, Dark Rit, Necro, and they were just like, I got nothing. And I was okay, cool. I'll take 10 life and hold up. I had a mana for interaction. Got back to my turn, won the game, and they're like, oh shit, we didn't know that could happen. I'm like, yeah, I know, because y'all think I'm in 5 color. You think I'm in some bullshit mid range deck. It's like, no, it's fucking cool. Food chain, boom, 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 win the game. Is that cool? I win my commander. All right, GG's next game, and it was like 8 minutes. Like a 5 color decks don't do that.
It's on a change. I mean, there's been times where 5 colors the fastest deck in the format. Looking at you, Golos Storm.
Yeah, remember First Sliver? That was like the thing. Now Tara just puts her dick on the table to fucking First Sliver, because I love that deck, but there's just no reason to play it anymore. Tara fills your breach up and actually does things. There's like so many. I can talk about that deck all day long. But anyways, that's been an hour. Sorry for having a podcast that you didn't know about.
No, you're good.
Everybody check out Bag Dog. He's gonna be back. We might do a part 2. I got to get you on more than I want to try to every like month or 2, not every 6-7 months. Like we got to get it. Hey, how does Bad Dog feel about blue decks this month?
Oh boy. I mean, they're good, but no, you could do other things.
And we might have to do like a live stream of just like Yap Fest for like 3 hours, and then I'll cut it up or something. Because I agree, like everything you were saying, I just kind of cut you short and talk about something else. And you're like, we can deep dive into why I play Mardu, but we don't have 8 hours, right?
Yeah, right, and that's the problem. Like, there's a lot of knowledge out there about CDH. It's not really like, it's not written up out there, guys. But a lot of things. There are people who've, it's a cool game. Have fun.
I'm with you. And tournaments. I just did a video if we interviewed a new player, and he had so many questions about going to his first tournament. Because there's nothing out there for that. He's like, how do I call a judge? Like simple stuff like that. Like, what do I do if I have to go to the bathroom? Or what if I think this guy's cheating? And we explain to him, me and Spooky explain to him what happens. Because like their commander EDH for tournaments isn't like out there for the new guy. They don't know. They think CDH is a scary format that, oh my God, everyone's trying to win turn 1. But That's my mission in life is to
Totally
put this fucking format on the map, make it popular. I want 1,000-person tournaments. That's what I want. But that's bad, dog. This is good, dog. We're out. Thanks, man. I appreciate your time. You're one of the best, bro. Keep on. When you win a goddamn tournament with Kali, I'm having you on that next week. So hurry up and do it. It's just next week. Just the next episode is, hey, I'm back.
Hey man, if you want me to get some of these other Mardu guys, the Mardudes, like I'll reach out. I'll make this.
I would love to, every time I do like a pod of like 3 or more people, it gets kind of crazy. But I would love to just get a pod of like 5 or 6 Mardu players and just me going like, why do you guys hate blue? And just back it off. And then they go.
Oh boy.
Tim Dargo's overrated. Why is Kali the best Mardu deck? And then.
Oh god.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Just the rah. I just want to be the host of that. It would be insane. But all right, man. Yeah. I appreciate your time. You're the best. Y'all subscribe, hit the like button. We're pushing for 3,000 by the end of the year. Bad Dog's the best. I'm the worst. Peace.
Nah, you're awesome.